a number of years ago, a very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscores. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
Breeze will try again on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Christian Kirksey coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. To throw, it's Breeze. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. They're going to run the jet sweep on 3rd down. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check. Check. Check.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. Murray has the first down and more. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
Okay, every now and then, my defensive bias will leak out here. Abysmal play for them. You got them backed up, and you let them out.
And take advantage. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Breeze's throw on target to Cook. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he would end up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you that. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Earlier we mentioned the Madden Classic Championship. We also want to remind you that registration is underway for the opportunity to represent your favorite NFL club in the Madden NFL Club Championship. 32 of the best Madden competitors in the world will face off in the Club Championship final live from the EA Broadcast Center in December. Register today for a chance to take home a piece of the largest prize pool in NCS history. Folks, over $700,000. Visit MaddenChampionship.com/compete by October 7th and receive a free Team Elite Fantasy Pack. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Going deep here for Landry. And that's caught inside the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham as the first half is winding down. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Joseph now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And it's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Beckham the return. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run. This is Kamara. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Young lady. You kill.
A 3-yard pickup.
Run, 64.
At the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he's got some space here. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play that time out of Chubb. 47 yards on the ground. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hurry!
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, 32 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we doing?
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking for Thomas.